Well, welcome back, Dan. This is our second session in our series on the claims adjustment process. I think the next subject we want to go into in this session is the issues that insurers face when they deal with claimants, and it's specifically dealing with the definition of replacing with like, kind, and quality. How does an insurance company determine what like, kind, and quality is? And how do you handle a claimant who wants to maybe do some upgrades in the form of their claim to try to maximize out their claim and maybe even improve what they owned before the catastrophe happened?
Yeah.
How does the insurance company view this?
Well, there's a couple of avenues in regards to this. One is if the item is still available today, then when insurance companies get a list of contents and they have an item that's described, many companies use replacement services, which is not really much different than buying off the TV many items that you see advertised. The replacement service will do some research to see if that make and model or that type of item with the similar features are still available for purchase. Mm-hmm. If they're still available, then that's what the insurance company is going to go with. Mm-hmm. There are also times when that particular make and model is no longer available. The manufacturer identifies a replacement model which may have upgrades, but if that is the only model available, then the insurance company will go with the price of that item. So there are times when in a loss, an insured can upgrade only because there's no other option. But I can tell you that if you had a basic model TV and you try to replace it with a Cadillac of TVs, insurance companies will look to see if the features are still available in a similar model, and if that's the case, then that's what they're going to allow for. They're not going to allow for the Cadillac.
And talking about replacement of these items, let's say your average large household items like furniture, televisions, appliances of various types. Once it's determined what like, kind, and quality is it the position that the insurance company arranges the replacement of these items through the company, or do they just identify what the replacement items are and then they'll write the checks out to get started, and then it's the insured's responsibility to go out and purchase those items?
I think it works both ways. Some carriers utilize a replacement service and will offer that to the customer. It's clearly at the insured's option as to whether they want to go through a replacement service. I would think a lot of companies will simply cut the check, and it's up to the insured to replace the item.
And if the insured took the option of going through a replacement service, does this cost them any money to do that? Do they have to pay for that service?
It does not cost the insured any money. And in most cases, the replacement service will ensure that the item is delivered to the insured's home.
And let's go back and let's cover one more thing about the replacement cost and the holdback regarding the depreciation amount. And that is, how does that work at the point of the insured replacing their items? You agree what needs to be replaced. You cut them an initial check, which is basically an actual cash value check, to go out and make the arrangements to replace those items. And then it's my understanding that the insured then needs to bring the receipts back to the insurance company proving that they actually did replace the items, and then the insurance company issues them a second check for the balance amount. Is that an accurate depiction, or can you describe it a better way?
No, you described it very well. One of the options and considerations an insured should keep in mind is that, let's say, for example, initially the item is worth $500 and there's $100 depreciation, so that there's $400. If the insured ends up replacing that item on sale somewhere for $450, instead of getting the $100, they would only get $50. But in order to get that $50, they would have to present a receipt or some form of indication as to what they actually paid.
All right, Dan. Well, we thank you once again very much for your expert opinions on this thing. I think it's really helped clarify these particular questions that insureds and claimants have. Thanks again, Dan, and we'll see you again the next time.
Thank you.